Is good, my Quick Crypto family and my Coin Factory family, back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream. And we have even more little nuggets of information, some little leaks coming from Casper's own insider, Casper Door, which is very, very exciting stuff to see all around. Reassuring for what is coming very, very soon, and once more reigniting my belief that Casper is about to take off much sooner than we think. Things are looking up in the Casper space and crypto space as a whole, and I'm optimistic, no doubt. You can see right now Casper is currently valued at 7.58 cents, down up roughly 1.7% on the daily time frame, and it looks like Casper's still trading on the top of this zone right now, still getting rejected at the level of resistance here at 8 cents, and I'm not too surprised, truth be told. I think we're going to see this sort of behavior leading up into May, and then we'll hopefully start seeing it break above to 10 cents, and from there on out as well, following the very big updates. We've got a lot to talk about in today's stream. Some Polinsky made a post talking about Casper's superiority and how it's more fair for the miners. We got, Wallet 2 staying quiet, but Wallet 7 scooped up 50 million more Casper. More miners being leaked. The leak here from Casper Door, which is very interesting, and much, much more. Sooner than you will think, Casper is going to go global. It's going to go to the whole crypto space and then go global. A lot more is to come, and equally got some other macro news as well, which is also very interesting, and potentially we could see rate cuts coming through very soon as well. All in all, I am very, very optimistic, as you guys already know, but I've done my research and I know what's coming in this market. I like to believe I've seen the institutional sentiment to which I provide to my community in the VIP group of the Coin Factory. If you want to know more about that, go check out it in the description, also my homepage as well. But yes, I think Casper is looking primed for an explosion right now. Bitcoin dominance is still all-time high levels. If you go and check that out real quick, it's still very much in a Bitcoin dominant market. It's at 4-year high, I believe, which is insane. You can see it's just going higher and higher and higher. But Casper is still faring quite well. Truth be told, compared to Bitcoin right now, it's only down. I did that wrong. Cas BTC. See, it's only down what, 30% or something from Bitcoin, and I think it's about to blow off top very, very soon as well. Looking at the volume right now for Casper as well, Casper's currently got 73 million 24-hour trading volume, which is a little lower than we'd like to see, of course, but again, I think it's only a matter of time before that volume skyrockets above the 500 million to over a billion, with tier 1 listings that will follow very soon following Casper's big developments and announcements. Again, volume being controlled by the likes of Gate 29, BTCC 21, then Mexi, XT, BitGet, LBank, then Bybit. Holders as well. Holders right now are actually going up, which is reassuring. 520,000 addresses now. And we can see equally here, Wallet 2 has been quiet for a little bit, but Wallet 7 scooped up 15 million Casper. The big money is moving more and more. Once more, a good sign of what is about to come. They're preparing for a significant rally. Those wallets, typically for how much they hold, they're not normally a singular address. They're typically unknown wallets from exchanges right now. This one doesn't have any address that we know of, but you see frequent transactions going here and forth. Again, big things are coming for Casper, no doubt. And welcome back everyone to the stream once again. If you enjoy, as always, feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. I apologize for going a little bit earlier today, but I do remember Crypto Gosu and others who asked me to stream at a different time to the Champions League games for football. And I know that Arsenal are playing Real Madrid again for the second leg today in about an hour's time, so I thought I would go an hour earlier so everyone could still watch my content and then go enjoy the football. And yes, I'm hoping Arsenal get spanked today, truth be told. I want Real Madrid to do the funny thing they do, which is just to win second leg at the Bernabeu and just go on an absolute tear. We'll have to wait and see in that regard. Welcome back everyone to the stream once again. Nessie, my man, yo, all in. Hey, hope you're good. I'm fantastic, brother. Hope you're very good as well. Andy got 30 more Casper. Great stuff, brother. Keep stacking that bag. Buffalo, heyo to you too. Freezes or feeds us. Yo. Nessie, is there a launch date for the Casper Starship? Yep. If you're referring to the Coney, the one that KRI was talking about, there's no official launch date just yet. All we know is going to be sometime in 2026. We know also that KDAO are partnering with KRI in helping that project grow, I guess. We don't know anything more than that right now. We just know it's going to be 2026 sometime, and it's going to be an over 2-year long project. What's up, Greg, my man? First to say first. Hey, you are. So technically speaking, you are first in that regard. DD, still the I hear your voice now when I sleep. Believe me, trust me, like Snake and Mowgli, but nice. I don't completely understand the reference, unfortunately. It's gone a bit over my head, but I'm glad you like my voice, brother. I'm glad you like it indeed. With that being said, let's get into the Kaspa content for today. Going to start off with this post here from Son Polinsky, just a little bit of a general understanding of Kaspa, in a sense, talking about this post here on thoughts.github.io from an individual here, talk about how crypto doesn't get more pure money than this. Too many gems to unpack, and there's a lot to go into, and I'm going to even dissect this a little bit further to make it a lot easier to understand. Effectively, this discussion here from Polinsky and the individual is talking about how new blockchain structures like Kaspa's block DAG can affect security and prevent unfair practices by the miners. So Son Polinsky believes that even with some limitations, DAGs can still provide security by involving more participants. So more people on chain, the more secure it becomes. They also think using noise in a DAG could make it harder for miners to cheat and profit unfairly. And while multi-round auctions to prevent this may be interesting, they could also cause delays and create new problems. So it seems to be quite a technical discussion here regarding, the element of proof of work and proof of stake, and how, miners can take advantage of the proof of work element. But with Kaspa's block DAG architecture, with it being effectively a level up from Bitcoin, it is very, very hard to take advantage of this sort of software, which is once more why I'm holding Kaspa. Not for the minor sort of things, because I don't mind Kaspa, but once more because I understand its security is taken really seriously, and I believe it's going to go from here as well. Hello, yeah, you want a Jungle Book? Oh, it's Jungle Book. I do know the Jungle Book, of course, and I have read and watched it, but okay, so now it's making sense to me. Yeah, so okay, now I see what it is. Okay, now the reference makes sense to me. Okay, I yeah, it just went over my head at the time, but yeah, Jungle Book, what a classic, man. That was a absolute anthem for me growing up. What's up, Double D? You know it. We love RJ. You know it, man. I'm here every day. You know what we've got to do. Giving you the daily Kaspa and Crypto Alpha, and giving you the ability just to kind of be yourself and chill. But yeah, Kaspa again looking very, very strong right now. We've already highlighted that Wallet 2 scooped up a lot of Kaspa right now, which is good. And of course, we are near, end game, Judgment Day, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, Kaspa's evolution to Kaspa 2.0 to become the 10 BPS Kaspa that we're all desperately waiting for. We're 90 days away from the 10 BPS migration date for Kaspa on the mainnet. Right now, we see 39% of blocks are being mined using the new version right now. And equally, we can see that 45% of public nodes have been upgraded to the new version as well. We can even look here. We can even see, some of these blocks here are being done in crescendo. It's great to see. Before I knew it was 10 BPS or whether it was, and now it says crescendo. So it's proof right now that we're getting closer and closer to the full migration, which is really, really cool stuff. I'm very, very happy to see that. And it's going to be a big day for us, no doubt, especially because of what Capital stated as well right here. Right here even. So we know Kaspa recently was employed by the Kasplex team. And, since he's joined, he's been a massive help for the community, really. I think this is probably by design, truth be told, because it's twice now. He gave us a leak last week on the 11th of April, so 5 days ago. And now giving us another leak. And I think it's personally by design. He's saying it's a leak, but it's his way of trying to say, I'm trying to get information out there to the community so we can build more hype and FOMO, because truth be told, Kaspa's marketing team is still quite terrible. It's just how it is. But Kaspa is effectively helping and getting some marketing out there for Kasplex. So I think it's by design, truth be told. But either way, I'm not against it. I love seeing this insider information stuff, getting me some FOMO for what's coming very, very soon. So he highlights here, they had another call with some geeks that are building some staking DeFi AMMs on layer 2s on Kaspa, which is very reassuring, and we'll share some screenshots whenever he gets the chance, which is true, and that's very cool. And what's also interesting as well is these are new projects, not the ones we've seen from Hong Kong Web3 Festival, so not the Zeller Swaps or the C Swap or the other ones we've seen. It's completely new ones that are building staking DeFi and AMMs on Kaspa's layer 2s, which is very, very cool. And then the Kaspa highlights here as well, the future of Kaspa is glorious, or how someone else put it, cough cough, Kaspa starts at 10 BPS. And this for me, I've taken, of course, in a sense of how I believe for the most time. I don't think 10 BPS is going to be a price rally per se, but I do believe 10 BPS is the start of the end for Kaspa. because that allows Casper to be able to scale at an institutional level worldwide, and also allows applications to be launched more effectively as well. So 10 BPS is going to be a very, very big day, and from what we've heard elsewhere as well, for example, against other leak where he stated that the public testnet for Capitalist is just around the corner and the mainnet won't take months, which therefore means it will take a few weeks probably from now. I'm predicting, because this was again early April, I'm predicting it won't take months, it would be weeks, therefore likely mid to end of May. I'm predicting that come May we will see the release of 10 BPS, which will be the start, which will be when Casper quote unquote starts properly as a fully fledged DeFi infrastructure, and we'll see soon after that the layer 2, the Ethereum virtual machines launching on top of Casper, and you'll see more virtual machines coming out. Incurred Labs, for example, Incurred Labs have the plan to achieve interoperability with all chains, not just Ethereum chains, by leveraging Casper's canonical bridge, the KRP15. So, we'll see a lot more coming through as well. And this is once more really, really reassuring, knowing that Casper literally is about to take off to this next level of just Valhalla status. I'm trying to find the right words right now, but the way I see it right now is Casper's got a big upgrade in 19 days, and shortly after that, which we've been seeing loads of leaks about, we've been seeing smart contracts, the Ethereum virtual machine is going to be released similar that time as well. And we also know that stablecoins are going to be coming out, at least the infrastructure of stablecoins as well, coming out around that same time as well. So for me, I think May is going to be probably the most pivotal month for Casper. You might see some coming out in June, and then of course you've got Dagnite, and you've got the ZK architecture that's on Plinsky's building as well. That's all coming out this year, but later on this year. But you've got the three critical developments, smart contracts, stablecoins, and 10 BPS are all seem to be coming out in May. Worst case, it'll be early May into June as well. But we are very, very close now, and based on the information that we saw, those who watched my stream yesterday, we spoke about Cathie Wood's article, her ARK Invest article, where it highlighted how right now it's still potentially for more pullbacks in the immediate short term, but in the long term, and talking second half, that she stated that Trump's agenda right now looks like it's more so gearing up for a kind of lackluster first two quarters, therefore indicating a recession, because recession basically means you have two back-to-back quarters of negative GDP, and it looks like it's going to go in that fashion. But then second half of this year, so from July onwards, it will be a booming economy going into 2026, the midterm elections. So that is, therefore, if that's the case and that's what comes to fruition, that's really, really good for Casper, because Casper developments will come out in May, June, which is end of Q2, going into Q3, when the market will start booming with stablecoin regulations and market structure builds coming out as well in August time. So Casper's going to have the big developments coming out just in time for the institutional adoption to start sizing into the market. And there's still a lot more to cover as well. This also is a very interesting leak as well. I'll get into in a moment. But once more, Casper is, for my belief, in a prime position right now to see some extremely drastic gains. What's up, Buffalo Man? You may not have thought about it, but I feel like these streams may go down in Casper history. People may reference your daily vids and to catalogue what's going on in the world leading to its adoption. I have never thought about that, truth be told. I'll be honest, I haven't. I love Casper, I talk about it, but I never consider my videos, my live streams and my content to be deemed as an archive for what's been happening in Casper on what dates as well. Of course, I do frequently talk about Casper, but I just kind of talk about it because I like it. I never thought about... I do see the vision of Casper becoming a globally recognised and historic, going down in history type thing, but I never thought that... I deemed that as we are a part of history because we've invested early, but not that this channel is going to be a part of history because we talked about it early as well. But you highlight it, and it is a possibility of such, and that is, again, more to look forward to. And it's not even though it won't be me, because again, this is our community, this is our channel effectively. So it'll be all of us here going down in history, no doubt. Soon I will have 200,000 Casper. Love to hear that, Dimitar. Keep stacking that bag, man. Honestly, things are looking very, very bullish in my belief. So we're going to be going. You're going to be, wishing you bought more. That's what I keep wishing about every day right now. Not financial advice from me. Again, I wish I bought more every day. Considering your daily and thorough news and community interactions, again, I cannot thank you enough for your very kind words, Buffalo, and I do see where you're coming from, and I could care to agree. Again, I'm doing this out of the love of the game. I'm not even doing it for, seeing it. I'm doing this because I love Casper, not because I want to make it, a historical thing for this channel. But if it happens as a, an effect of such, then fantastic. But this is just because I love Kaspa and I love talking about it, and it's what makes me passionate about. While of course remaining logical and not being emotional about it. The temperature is rising among the other Kaspa YouTubers. It smells good. When the FOMO arrives, team bam. I mean, yeah, from what I've seen as well, obviously a lot of big accounts did start fading Kaspa, which was relatively, bearish, I guess. But we're starting to see a lot of the Kaspa community, the YouTubers who have started, the new ones more so. Because there'll be a lot of new YouTubers coming out for Kaspa recently as well. And we're seeing them starting to pump out more and more content as well. So again, it's potentially a good sign that, the FOMO is ramping up and therefore big things coming up very soon as well. What's good today? What's up, brother? Well, today we have two seemingly very, very big leaks. I'm gonna make a video. I've just recorded the video. Actually, I'll be editing it later today, and that video does go into a bit more detail what's happening here as well. But ultimately today, we should understand that we're still in a bit of a limbo. We're still waiting, but I believe from what's being said here from Kaspa and other leaked sources that we'll start seeing some drastic volume, hopefully going into May and going into the end of the quarter. With Kaspa highlighting here that he just had a call with some other people who are building some staking, DeFi and automated market makers on Kaspa's layer 2s, and he'll share some information about it when he gets the chance. And equally, this here, which is really, really cool, this is a terminal of contract details. You can see right here, Uniswap version 2 pair.sol. So it looks like Uniswap is going to be bridging and trading on Kaspa as well, to some extent, which is really, really bullish news, because Uniswap is the biggest DEX there is right now, to my knowledge. I think it's Uniswap and PancakeSwap are the two biggest ones. And, that's really reassuring, and I'm sure you'll see many, many other blockchain infrastructure who wants to bridge and integrate into Kaspa's infrastructure due to it just being fast. And therefore Kaspa becomes the central hub of all crypto technology going forward as well. We can see him talking about a little bit more story here as well. It looks like it was open source, not Uniswap themselves who did it. But either way, having Uniswap infrastructure on Kaspa is really, really good. And again, sooner than you think, all will be built on Kaspa. It's just a start. Uniswap's a start. Again, as just highlighted, ZellaSwap says here, for ETH devs, yes, they can build on Kaspa's layer 2 because it supports the EVM. ZellaSwap is EVM based, so they can run Ethereum tools and ZellaSwap's really, really good. And as for Solana, the Solana virtual machine should be supported because Incurred mentioned that their goal is to support multiple virtual machines. Right now, it's only a Ethereum virtual machine, but you'll see multiple more like Solanas as well. So again, we're early. Before smart contract, before tier 1 listings of the big ones, Binance and Coinbase and OKX, before 10 BPS, before stablecoins, and before we get the bridging to other decentralized exchanges or other, infrastructures. Ethereum, Uniswap, Solana, Tron, who knows, XRP Ledger maybe as well. Again, there's a whole catalog out there, and Kaspa could very well push them all and take all the liquidity or majority of it because the infrastructure is truly decentralized, more secure, and extremely quick, if not quicker and cheaper than other chains. We are a part of history right now, and I'm seeing that more and more every day. ZellaSwap is, of course, a very, very... I was a bit standoffish about ZellaSwap at the beginning, truth be told, because, again, it's a new infrastructure and you've got to take your own due diligence to be very, very careful, but they are now working alongside Casplex and also IGRA on the dev nets. So seemingly they've got, they're working very diligently with the Kaspa teams in the layer 2, so I'm starting to have more faith and belief in them. I've been having that for a while now. I'm really making that known now, but they've been successfully deploying and running their decks on these test nets, which is really, really good. And you'll see these, ZellaSwaps and many other infrastructures going live sometime in May, I imagine, when the EVMs are released. Incurred Labs is going to unlock the next generation of dApps and protocols on Kaspa. And yes, I highlighted here, they're going to bridge to more than just Ethereum. It's going to be interoperable with every other chain due to Kaspa's architecture, its canonical bridge, the KRP15, and much, much more. Once more, things are looking up for Kaspa. And again, right now, if you look at the hash rate right now, we can see it's just above one extra hash, which is really good again to see it come back. And this is therefore proof that these drops off we saw recently was partly due to the fact that a lot of the miners were switching from the current nodes onto the new RK version, the Rusty Node version. It's going up again right now, and with new hardware coming out for Kaspa mining coming out, starting in 4 days' time, shipping out from the 20th to the 15th of May, in time for crescendo, you might very well see the hash rate make a very drastic rally back up to all-time highs, in the coming month or so, which is great for a proof of work project. If not, when the price values, I'm sure you'll see it go up higher anyways, because miners want to make money, and Kaspa, for me, has the benefit, because with Bitcoin, you can mine Bitcoin and get the blocks, fine. But with Casper, while mining Casper is not profitable, when the infrastructure is properly built, which again is not far off now, is months away, you're able to mine Casper and you'll make more money probably off the gas fees alone. You'll get extra Casper blocks as a benefit, but you'd be mining it for the gas fees and making money through that. Casper's going to become a fully fledged infrastructure DeFi platform that the miners can completely control. And the miners keep flooding in more and more as Casper's ecosystem keeps growing more and more as well. It's a give and a take, and it's a perfect synergy between what you went to see with proof of work projects and what Bitcoin could not do. And we got even more here, mainly regarding the stablecoin stuff now, which is also reassuring, and it also made me completely realize something that I forgot, which is while we know Tether's on the way, Circle may be on the way as well. But again, I'll get into that in a moment before I answer some questions real quick. What's up, Falcon, my man? Hopefully you're doing very, very well. And good to have you back again, my man. I made an assembly to Jay in reference to Marty McFly, and I really think so. I mean, yeah, Marty McFly, I know that's Back to the Future, so that would be a thing to remember, It'll be like Back to the Future coming back to watch these streams, in 10 years' time, whatever, when Casper has taken off, hopefully. It will definitely, in that regard, probably be a part of history, no doubt. Welcome back, Eternal Night, my man. Hope you're doing very well again. TWT, I want to accept Casper for my business. What do you feel would be the easiest way for people who don't know anything about crypto? It's a very good question. Truth be told, I'm not in the business sector for Casper, so you're better off reaching out to someone who is. My only thought, KDAO's fantastic. If you have a good business that supports their agendas and what they believe in, you can approach KDAO, and KDAO can even do a community vote, see what the community likes. If the community likes your project and your business, then they might help in the funding of it or whatever it may need be. Wolfie might also be worth reaching out to Wolfie and see if he can help in some regard to your agenda with that in that regard. Getting people to understand crypto is a very, very difficult thing because crypto is still a very small niche, and truth be told, inevitably everybody's going to have to understand and learn about crypto because crypto is becoming this new form of money. Like, it's going to take over fiat, it's going to take over the financial system, so people are going to have to learn about it. The best place to start for crypto would be stablecoins. If you can teach people about stablecoins, that gives them an understanding, because stablecoins are effectively fiat, but in the digital asset form. Teach them about stablecoins, and then they can diverse into the broader aspect, and they can diverse into the broader aspect, and then they should definitely diverse into Casper, because Casper for me is the safest one out of the lot. Just picked up 4 more KS5M ASIC miners for 400 apiece. Damn, Kryptoni keeping up the hash rate by himself, man. This little spike up from him, right here, that was all him. That was all Kryptoni. This little spike up here was all him. Love to see it, my man. Keep going, brother. Hyperliquid should be higher volume compared to Uniswap. Uniswap is more or less time tested. I mean, yeah, Hyperliquid is probably bigger right now, but due to again just longevity and also being a true better DEX, in my belief, I think Uniswap's been more time. Yeah, it's been more time tested. So Uniswap in that regard, I have more belief in them than Hyperliquid right now. I have nothing against Hyperliquid. I've not really looked too much into them, and I do have mates of mine who are deeply invested into them as well, who've told me to get into it as well, and I haven't looked into it myself just yet, but I think Uniswap again for me is a good shout early on, and you might see assets like Hyperliquid and chains like Hyperliquid starting to bridge to Casper in the future as well. Casper is the most exciting thing since crypto was introduced. I truly mean that. I also think it will be stealing Ethereum's layer 1 activity, bringing down their transaction prices, and I do agree as well. I do think that Casper is definitely the most exciting crypto asset in this space, with so much incoming. All the other assets in this space are either completed or borderline completed projects, and they can't really offer much more, and Casper is already, for me, able to somewhat compete with the other chains while still having a lot more coming out. And even then, what's coming out, the 10 BPS, Dagnite, the Crescendo hard fork, the stable coins and smart contract, that's still just the beginning, because the smart contract right now that's coming out is bridging to other chains, so Ethereum virtual machines, Solana virtual machines. Eventually, Polinsky's going to create his own smart contract architecture, so he could create his own thing. So Casper will have native smart contracts, which would be really, really big. You'll see native stablecoins for Casper as well. So again, this is just the beginning part to get Casper adoption start to roll off, and then you see native stuff come to Casper. You'll see 100 BPS, 32, 100 BPS as well. So Casper again has a lot more in terms of development to still come through, and it will most definitely, in my belief, I think even XRP could do it for Ethereum in the early days, but I think in due time, gradually, XRP might steal Ethereum, and then Casper will definitely steal it from both of them. With the KI Ice project like Warp Core as well, I believe it's very, very possible. That miner is also Elio, not Casper. Oh, it's for Elio. Oh, I thought it was for Casper. Okay, well, my mistake. But with that being said, even though that is my mistake, I do know that Ice are releasing miners for Casper that have been shipped out around that time. I'll go through their page and try and find it, but I do know for a fact I did make a post about it a while back. It's in my community as well, actually. But I know this is going to release another miner. It's going to be coming out around that time anyway. So that's for the wrong one, but it is one that is for Casper. Here. That's no, yeah, look, so Casper miners pre-sale there as well. Yes, there you go. So the Elio one's there, but Casper KS7s and this KS7 lights are also being shipped around the same time as well. So we should be seeing those miners still coming out very, very soon. Which is reassuring, no doubt. Very, very reassuring. They've announced the Elio ones, or Elio ones, but I'm sure they'll announce the Casper ones very shortly as well. And I don't imagine it'll be far off either. No change. 2025 is the year of Casper developments. 2026 the year of Casper adoption. The remaining years will be Casper usage. Completely agree as well. I completely agree. I mean, I think 2025 will still be the stage of early adoption for Casper. Casper development and early adoption starts here, and then 2026 you'll be a more booming adoption, and then it's just, you know, running away with it at that point. By the way, Casper is very persistent and not falling below the 77.5 cents compared to other alts. It's holding rather stable. Yes, it is looking very good in that regard. That's what I've been highlighting as well. This for me is still an indication that the buyers are still in control. The last 3 days seen Casper pump this level here, then trying to make a push above and get rejected, coming down, but then still make a pump again, rejected, coming down. But it's been constantly trying to push this level at 8 cents here. And even now, like, Casper's still trying to make a push to the level once again. So look, the buyers for the most part are still in control. Again, we can still see more downside coming through, but Casper right now is holding very strong around this level. And I think worst case, we probably see Casper come back down to here in the next couple of days or week or so, leading up to 10 BPS, because again, 10 BPS is the time where, you know, Casper starts effectively with all the big developments. The smart contract stuff coming out probably weeks after that, and then the stablecoin stuff coming out as well, to which I'll get into in a moment now. In fact, I'll get into it right now, but I can't find the post. At least I know it's in my community, but I haven't looked properly. But I do remember there's a post where Johnny stated that the opcodes for the smart contracts are going to be coming out in May time. So again, next month. We can see it from Oyster Lee, happy to see KuCoin pay partnership with CoinPal. So it looks like, again, this strategic partnership could have benefits to Casper stablecoin as well. And then we've got these posts, if you remember, from Johnny last month, where Johnny last month highlighted that they've been talking to the likes of Tether USDT, Circle USDC, and others since December 2024. So that's now 4 months ongoing. They've been talking to them, and it looks like right now they're still debating on how they're going to get Casper on top of it. It's not going to be, you know, a native. It's going to be also bridged onto Casper's layer 2s. But either way, it looks like, you know, Tether will definitely be coming through, and probably Circle very soon as well, be bridging on top of Casper, or the top of the layer 2s, which is, again, huge news. And the opcodes, the developments, the infrastructure for stablecoin to Casper will be coming out in May as well. The timeline here for EVM layer 2 chain, you know, quick implementation of stablecoins will be coming out very, very soon. Stablecoin bridge done in Q2. Again, everything's going to be, you know, rallying up from this point onwards, from May onwards into the end of June. And even then, I think a lot of the big stuff could be happening in May in particular. And if we get other updates that suggest otherwise, things in May are looking extremely bullish for Casper. And that's why, you know, I think, yeah, soon, the title says more alpha just leaked sooner than you think. This is the alpha, and it is going to happen sooner than we think. We haven't got any confirmation dates right now, so it's still kind of up in the air, but a lot of sources right now and leaked information kind of suggest coming very soon, seemingly around 10 BPS, seemingly therefore around May, which is huge, huge news. New projects as well coming to Casper, all this sort of stuff is very, very reassuring. Once more proof of how early we are, and that with these updates and announcements and developments, you'll see these elusive tier ones, the Binances, the Coinbases, the OKXs, eventually start to take action and take initiative to start listing Casper before the price value is too high. I think Binance will be first, then OKX. Coinbase will probably be late, as they normally are, but you'll see them come through. You might see Robinhood as well. You might see Grayscale add Casper as well. Again, there's so much more to come for Casper. We might get ETS again. There's so much more potential developments. We are truly fortunate in my belief to be here in crypto as an infrastructure, as a community, as a industry, but for me, Kaspa in particular as well, finding this gem before it truly makes, it's already made history time and time again, truth be told, but before it makes true history in the sense of competing with proof of stakes while still being decentralized. It's going to be an insane thing coming through. And even the institutional sentiment for crypto as a whole is still running up more and more. You know, for example, those who may be losing faith in crypto right now, this here is a very interesting article here from Rothschild and Co. So the Rothschild family, they very rarely talk publicly, but they have done here, and they confirmed large-scale adoption and acceleration in blockchain is happening right now, which is two very key words to take into account. The fact that over 50% of Fortune 100 companies are executing a strategy based on blockchain. They're trying to integrate blockchain technology into their systems right now. If Rothschild's saying this, that lets you know the sort of level of adoption we're trying to be seeing with crypto going forward, and it's starting this year. For information on the sort of adoption we're actually seeing right now from other institutions and whatnot, and what they're looking at, you can find a lot of information about that in the VIP group here. It's 7-day free trial. You can join for free, get a look behind the curtains and see what's happening in there. But we offer a lot in there, educational content like trading information, trade alerts as well. We do weekly live streams with alpha information in there as well, and a lot more. So you can check it out as well. But this information provided in there gives me my conviction on where we're going and what's coming through, and why I'm not surprised that people like Rothschild are talking about it. The belief in crypto has never been higher from institutions. Retail is still sleeping on it, retail is still panicking, but institutions are sizing in accordingly and preparing accordingly for the second half of the year, when we start seeing significant rallies and regulations coming out in America, where you'll see large inflows of institutions. You know, and Kaspa for me is going to be a fully fledged DeFi by that point. It may not have the adoption just yet, but you'll get that in the cycle, in my belief anyways, but it'll be a fully fledged DeFi by that point, and you'll see more chains bridging to Kaspa, and people therefore realizing, oh, Kaspa's just faster and cheaper and it's better and it's more secure. Why would I stay on Ethereum? Why would I stay on Solana? Why would you? They'll come to Kaspa instead. Now, in regards to the other macro news, macro is still looking a little bit interesting. Japan's now agreed to negotiate a new trade deal with Trump, which is very good. Very good to see as well. And the United States has now, the US is going to apparently to use negotiations with over 70 countries to block China's trade routes. So right now, again, this trade war, this pissing contest is still ongoing right now, being more of a blackmail thing going back and forth between both countries, not just America. China's doing it as well. But Japan's now negotiating with America, which is good, but now you're seeing that America is saying, okay, we're going to talk to over 70 countries to stop trading with China, only to us, therefore China's being forced to accept our terms. Going back and forth consistently is kind of frustrating, but the good news is, from my belief, there's still potential for more downside, but I believe the worst of the tariff news has been priced into the markets right now, because that would have sent the markets, down 5-10%, a few weeks back. Not really done anything today, from what I can see so far. Maybe people haven't realised it just yet, but I think the tariff's been priced in so far. So now, unless we get confirmation of a full-blown trade war, something worse, or Trump reactivating the tariffs on all the nations again, the market will stay stable for the meantime, which therefore is going to indicate we're near the bottom. And even the Fed are stating they're ready as well. Jerome Powell says could well be in a situation where we need to make a difficult decision. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says US economy is solid despite uncertainty. So ultimately, just highlighting that we may have to make the difficult decision to, start printing money, start issuing rate cuts, because the economy is actually in a good position right now. It's looking good than we expected, so therefore we can afford to start helping and stimulate the economy, and afford to start. I say that. Truth be told, he may also say that to say, oh, the economy is too stable right now, so we actually don't need to step in at all right now. He could be saying either thing right now. I think it could be interpreted both ways. I want to interpret it as he's saying, oh, it's good so we can start affording to take action, but truth be told, he may also be saying it's good so we haven't got to do anything just yet. But if that's the case, therefore, then Trump might do more drastic stuff to force Jerome Powell's hand, because again, we're seeing inflation going up, we're seeing jobs going up as well, inflation going down, and jobs going up. So there's no reason right now to not cut rates. Even institutions are calling it smart. Kathy Woods wants Jerome Powell to cut rates. I think Larry Fink says so as well. All these big smart money individuals are calling Jerome Powell to cut rates now, because the economy needs a stimulus package right now of how far down it's been, been bleeding from these tariff and uncertainty. But the good news again, which I'm going to play this video so we can hear it as well, is Bo Hines Trump's executive director has highlighted that this tariff actually could have more benefits than we realize, potentially buying Bitcoin with the profits from the tariffs, which is huge news. So listen very closely to this interview here.
We obviously have made it very clear that we want to acquire as much as we can get. I've said that repeatedly throughout my time on the speaking circuit over the course of the last few months. And look, at the end of the day, it stipulates that we have to acquire Bitcoin in budget neutral ways that don't cost the taxpayer a dime. With that being said, I think that we have, as the president likes to say, many high IQ people working on these solutions, and we're going to have countless ideas on how we can accomplish this. And look, we have Secretary Lutnick at Commerce, we have Secretary Bessent at the Treasury, many other great actors inside the interagency working group, and we'll come together and flesh out some of these ideas and really get to the best solution. But we're very confident that we can do so, and we'll start doing that in short order.
Now, these ideas of acquiring more Bitcoin, I know that none of them have been decided on, but there are many that I think are somewhat obvious of, hey, you could revalue gold, sell it, move things over to Bitcoin. But I think that people drastically are underestimating maybe net new ideas. And so as you guys have been brainstorming, are there themes to things that you guys are thinking about? And, there's one thing to take American taxpayer dollars that are already somewhere within the U.S. government or on our balance sheet and kind of rearrange, right? Financial advisors all the time, they'll go and they'll rebalance their portfolio. That's kind of one whole theme. But then I've also seen Lutnick and others talk about this idea of, well, maybe there's external revenue that we can drive and be able to use that. And so how are you guys maybe from a framework standpoint thinking about, okay, what are the ways that we could go buy more Bitcoin?
Well, I think that Senator Lummis has really an interesting idea with the Bitcoin Act of 2025, which I know has taken the community by storm. But here, what you would do is you'd revalue the gold certificates that we currently have at Treasury. Most of which are valued, I think, around like $43 an ounce, which is,
a lot lower than what it's really worth.
Correct. Yeah. So now we're sitting at $3,100 an ounce with being the price of gold. And if you took that value, what you could do is use that extra funding in order to buy more Bitcoin that could be used for the reserve. But that's just one idea. And, that's currently circulating its way through Capitol Hill, and we'll see how many co-sponsors she can get and how she can pull her colleagues on board. But we're looking at many creative ways, whether it be from, tariffs, whether it be from something else. I mean, there's literally countless ways in which you can do this. And, I'll defer to, some of our members inside of the interagency working group to see what ideas they come up with inside of their own shops. But we'll look at everything. Everything's on the table. And like we've said, we want as much as we can get. So we're going to make sure that no stone is unturned as we start fleshing out some of these processes.
So that is really, really cool to hear, truth be told, that the US government may use this tax revenue to actually buy more Bitcoin. And once more proof on their conviction in crypto, where we're likely going to go in this cycle, and the fact that we are still extremely early. We are so early. I did see a question here from Jeff asking Dagnite this year. Where did I see that? Must have missed it. It's come from this thread here between Michael Sutton and Audit here, where you can see them talking back and forth about elements of Dagnite and whatnot. And just to summarize it here, you see here, that makes sense actually. Thanks for your time. I still have a feeling based on your responses today and in the past that Dagnite is ready in your drawer, waiting to be put outside once appropriate. And he replies here saying, you never know, perhaps 2025 will be Kaspa's year of wonders. So there's a little bit of a leak there, if you will, but it looks like Michael Sutton does seem to state that there is a possibility of such that we see Dagnite released before the end of this year, which would be huge. Of course, we have to wait and see. It did take Rust well over a year to kind of come to fruition from all the fine tuning and whatnot. We do know that Son Polinsky and Michael Sutton were working on Dagnite before Rust, and they actually took a break from Dagnite to work on Rust because they just wanted to something a little bit easier to do, in his words. But it means that Dagnite, is not really a finished product, but it's probably not far off now. Once they complete the Rusty Crescendo hard fork, which is only going to be 3 weeks from now, they'll start focusing heavily back on Dagnite again, and therefore you might see it potentially be released before the end of the year, which would be extremely big news. That is, Dagnite is truly the end game for Kaspa, because the Ghost Dag as it is has the ability to produce multiple blocks at the same time, and that's what gives Kaspa its block Dag architecture, making it really, really secure and that element. But it struggles with latencies. The Spectre protocol that Son Polinsky released, that is very, very good at handling and fluctuating with latencies, being with that stuff, but it doesn't have that same architecture. So basically, Dagnite is the perfect blend between the Spectre protocol, which is for speed and latency, and the Ghost DAG, which is for the security and the multiple confirmation. So DAG Knight's going to be the best of both worlds, effectively. And DAG Knight will be another hard fork. It's a good question, money all in. To my knowledge, I think it will be, but it won't be. Actually, it probably will be, but it won't be too hard. And I'll actually see if I can load the post about it to explain why, because there is a post that explains it. This one here. So yeah, DAG Knight, of course, is the perfect blend of Ghost DAG and Spectre protocols, allowing the ability to scale and be responsive to network latencies, while also removing the security constraints on throughput and be suitable for smart contracts. But here we see a bonus feature is that the combinatorial similarities of Ghost DAG and DAG Knight make it that many of the utilities required to implement DAG Knight are already present in Kaspa. So it will probably be a hard fork, yes, but it won't necessarily take too long to do, because it's going to basically just try and take the elements of the Spectre protocol that gives it the latency benefits and put it into Ghost DAG to make it into DAG Knight. But it's already got a lot of the features already implemented. It's just another upgrade again. So it will probably be a hard fork, but it's still going to be very, very. It won't necessarily take as long as people like to believe it would do. Because it could happen this year, which is again a big endgame for Kaspa, giving it another, making it a more fully complete infrastructure, and will most definitely blow everything else out of the water when it does that. Most definitely, it's not even close by that point. It will be untouchable in my personal belief, and we'll see the adoption come through thick and fast as well, no doubt. Early today, Jay? Yeah, we are. We're early today because in about 15 minutes' time, the Arsenal vs Real Madrid game is going to start, and I remember Crypto Gosu and others who stated that they want to be doing my streams at a different time Champions League. So I thought, you know what? Yeah, that's fair enough, because I also do like watching the football from time to time. So I thought I'd start early an hour so I could get my content out there for people who also want to watch, and then they can watch the football and watch Real Madrid spank Arsenal, hopefully. What's up, Chris, my man? It feels like being early to Bitcoin or Ethereum back in the day. Seems like we're already early to the end game crypto. Very lucky we are here. I completely agree, Chris. I do really agree. And I from the biggest comparison I've seen is people who've been comparing Kaspa's price in regard to price, similar to like Ethereum in its first cycle. Because if we look at Ethereum in its first cycle, it did absolute numbers. It didn't do anything for absolutely ages. And then we can see here, it did nothing. Pretty much, it was down here, but the first leg up, 2017 March, then it started leveling out all the way into November 2017 still, and then it made a colossal rally from a 200. This is price. Let's look at market cap. It the first cycle? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it went from a 25 bill market cap up to 130. But this started happening in March 2017. They went on a drastic rally up there from now. And there was a very sharp peak in the span of 2 months. A 5 to 6x in 2 months. It's insane. And I think Kaspa could do that and then some. Kaspa, in regard to this, is a much, much smaller asset. Much, much smaller. Of course, Kaspa's only at a 2 bill market cap right now. I think Kaspa could easily do multiple gains this cycle. I'm not giving predictions anymore. But I do still have a lot of optimism for Kaspa and where it can reach this cycle based on the development and the adoption it'll start getting. And especially if we start seeing the DAG Knight coming out, which it probably will do, and the smart contract ZK architecture that will allow native smart contracts on Kaspa as well, that will also be coming out, I believe, later this year as well. That's what Polinsky's working on. Actually, I'll bring up that post as well. The post here, which is, yeah, here you go. It's where Son Polinsky confirmed that he's working on a third massive development for Kaspa, stating to Sutton that he could take both the Ghost DAG and the DAG Knight, but also stating therefore that Son Polinsky will be working on a third one, which is the smart contract system architecture, the ZK architecture for Kaspa's native smart contracts. So that could also come out this year as well. A lot of very, very, very big things coming for Kaspa this year. And again, we've not even seen the proper cycle take off just yet. Proof once more how early we are. And all the big developments start coming in the next few weeks. 3 weeks, less than that, 19 days until 10 BPS on the mainnet. I imagine also in May. It's my speculation, but based on the sources I've seen, I like to believe it's quite strong conviction and logic that we'll see some form of smart contract EVMs coming out in May as well, and maybe stablecoin stuff as well. and you'll see a lot that's coming out, and then there'll be just more and more developments and more adoption going forward from there as well. Again, I want to reiterate something though, which is here. With all the big stuff coming out, all the hype coming out, which is very, very cool, be extremely careful, because there are going to be people, just like you saw with KRC20, who come to take advantage of what's going on right now, the hype. They want to take advantage of it. So you'll see people who will release scams. You'll see a lot of them. We saw a lot in KRC20 already. It'll probably be that and worse with this stuff coming out. So you've got to be very, very careful. Do your own research. Trade your own discretion. Capital highlights here. It might be worse, don't connect your wallet to any random apps. Use a second-hand wallet with a small amount of capital on them just to test it out in case. Don't ape into anything. You might lose out on a potential 10x, of course, which is not ideal, but better than taking precautions and losing your entire bag. Careful on the new teams coming out. That's why I was careful on Zealous Swaps, but now I have belief in them. Don't send blindly any Kaspa or USDT to random pre-sales. Don't stake, borrow, lock your token coins or on random apps. Just be very careful. Don't be greedy. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. Now, the position we're in right now, you're going to be seeing many infrastructure aiming to take advantage of Kaspa and the community because they see it as a way to make quick money. Because they understand, new infrastructure, a lot of hype around it. It's worth taking advantage of it. And some of them may also understand the significance of what Kaspa is trying to build as well. To see the percentage of all nodes, not just public nodes, it's at the bottom of Kappalytics page. Yes, we can see that right here. Kappalytics page right here. You see right now, 37.64% is currently on the new version. That will have to be 100% by the time that activation happens. Otherwise, all the other nodes here become obsolete because they're not backwards compatible. So these nodes will just be unused. They can't be used anymore. So you'll see all of them switch to the new version, which is really, really good. And that will be proof and confirmation that Kaspa, it's when it starts, as Capital said, that's when Kaspa properly starts with 10 BPS. Strong, yes, very, very strong, my man. We're very strong indeed with Kaspa. Welcome back, Kappa for News. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. Your best live show, mate, giving all your latest Kappa info. I appreciate it very much, my man. And yeah, I do as I can do. Sometimes, there's not enough news, but thankfully Kaspa always has something to talk about. It's always something good to talk about. And today, it's more Alpha League information. And just, again, a recap of everything that's coming to Kaspa this year. And some of it, and it's literally starting the next 3 weeks. 10 BPS is the start of the end game. Dag Knight is the end game. And, we might even see more development from there as well. You think about Dag Knight. Dag Knight's fantastic, but you might then see Kaspa, some Polinsky, Microsoft, and then start developing infrastructure that's quantum resistant. That would be an absolute game changer as well. And there's a good possibility to start looking into that as well. So again, Dag Knight's the end game, but it's not necessarily the final thing Kaspa's going to develop. We're extremely early. And we can see the sort of adoption we're going to see coming to crypto, Bitcoin. The Fed may start printing money, hopefully. We've seen negotiations start to, it's still uncertainty, but things are starting to look up a little bit, and Kaspa again is looking very, very strong. The catalyst coming for Kaspa is by far the biggest in this space. Talking about the development, talking about the listings, it's so much incoming. So much indeed. Crescendo version 1.0, upgrading report, 19 days left to Crescendo hard fork node, agent count 45.4%, mining share equals 37.45%. Yes, Kaspa is almost fully migrating over to the new version. Almost half on both sides of things, the public nodes and the transactions happening right now. You can even look at Kas.fi and see some of the Crescendo versions being traded right now, which is also really, really cool to see. Kaspa is crypto's endgame, yes. But yeah, if you've got crypto's the evolution of money, Kaspa is the evolution of crypto. It's just that level above. That is, as Paul Van Son highlighted, it's just extremely undervalued and not recognized by institutions, by the public, by many, if any, right now. And it's unfortunate, but that's going to change in due time because of what Kaspa's building. It's not going to be building off hype. It's building on actual utility here. Kaspa is hardly known in finance, industry, or broad public worldwide, but they will all discover it, not through hype stories and false expectations, but by experiencing the true value of security, processing speed, and smarter, clean energy use. Kaspa is going to prove the world wrong. Going to prove the world wrong very, very soon. And once more, it's to prove how early we are. KR is going to help them Kaspa to new heights. They've got so many massive institutional projects coming to them, getting Kaspa involved in the real estate sector, energy sector, cross-border payments, the commodity sector, the supply chain. I can go on. Sending a node into space for the love of it and the fun. They're literally sending a node into space because they can. They're like, screw it, let's do it. Node into space, why not? Like, it's so much coming to Kaspa, it's ridiculous. Just got this updated via Kappa Currency. Yes, Kaspa did just post that as well. If you type that in. It's so funny how Kaspa's not my first search when I type that in. It's actually Kaspador. That's actually hilarious. But yeah, we can see. Why does it come all the way down here for? Yeah, we can see right here. There's currently version is out. No, that's the pin comment. Sorry, this one here. Yeah, upgrading report right here. Yeah. So again, reassuring to see, and we're going to see that all be 100% very, very soon. Interesting that the node version is 1 for the upgrade when you also consider that tweet you mentioned earlier, capital at 10 bps or something like that. Oh yeah, I mean, the version 1 is probably just a highlight of, it's a completely new upgrade and it starts at the beginning, version 1. But you can also depict it, Greg, as yes, Kaspa starts at 10 bps and it going down to version 1 is again the start of something new. So Kaspa does officially revamp version 2.0. It starts at 10 bps and we'll see so much more. Just Kaspa becomes Kaspa is already decentralized, but it becomes scalable at an institutional. Right now it's scalable, but not for a worldwide use. 10 bps will help it become scalable to worldwide use. And then you got 32 bps, 32 block per second BPS, and 100 BPS as well. That would make it too good. You don't need that high. Aviv Zohar, some police mentor mentioned, you don't need it to be that high. 10 BPS is perfectly fine, but he's going to do it because he can do. They could have made it another any version, but they chose 1. I mean, yeah, again, it's very interesting, no doubt, that they chose to kind of and to signify as a massive revamp, starting from the beginning, kind of starting fresh, starting new, starting the end game. How Kappa starts at 10 bps. You see all of these big developments coming out shortly after that. Uniswap again coming to Kaspa. More Ethereum virtual machines coming to Kaspa. Solana will come to Kaspa as well. Through Igla stuff as well. Through their canonical bridge, the KRP15. You'll see more DEXs. You'll see USDC, Circle, and USDT, Tether both coming to Kaspa. They've been talking for over 4 months now. Tether seems to be closer right now than Circle is, but I'm sure you'll see both jump on board and much more. With Kaspa becoming a fully fledged layer 1 and layer 2 is building on top of Kaspa as well. Very, very fortunate, no doubt. And proof once more, again, like what's coming to the space is ridiculous. And again, if you want to know more about this sort of stuff, because again, we provide a lot more information in the community here. Of course, we got the free server here, where we chill chat and learn about Kaspa every single day, but then we got I've got a free Discord community, but you got this one here, the paid community, where you can join for a 7-day free trial. We cover a lot in-depth insight there as well, institutional documents, trading information. We put out educational videos there as well to help you understand about elements of trading and other facts as well. We got buy and sell alerts as well, so we provide a lot more in there. And we're still trying to ramp up more. So if you want to find out more, join for a 7-day free trial. Get ahead of the game before the institutional FOMO floods in and Kaspa starts to take off. We're looking at a lot more in there. We understand other elements of the space, what's going to be very, very big, like AI as well. To which I made my video yesterday talking about newest projects I think will do very, very well very soon. And AI was kind of the main topic of that. You've got Desync, Render, and Tau. 3 that I think will do extremely well this cycle. So you want to find out about them, a little bit about them, what they kind of talk about. Check the video out here on my YouTube channel, the one I just posted. I'm going to post another video later today as well regarding Kaspa as well. So stay tuned for that as well. People keep forgetting we will have a supply shock while all Kaspa is mined. That's also completely true. Development aside, Kaspa's being mined very aggressively right now. It's got a very aggressive emission schedule. So Kaspa's supply shock is going to come through sooner than expected as well. When that happens, supply versus demand for Kaspa is going to rally more and more with the developments. Supply is going to keep up with that. Therefore, the price is going to have to rally as a result to keep up with it. RGBPS will eliminate MEV attacks. Right now, Kaspa is already MEV resistance. 100 BPS would probably 100 BPS would definitely give us a strong chance of completely eliminating it, but it's already MEV resistance. That's what some places are talking about here. How Kaspa's block DAG architecture is already making it MEV resistant, which is something that you can't really achieve anywhere else. That you can't achieve anywhere. Everything else is liable to MEV attacks. But, it may not be proof of stake, but it's better than that. Kaspa has the ability to, to help prevent unfair practices by miners, to keep everything completely fair and be MEV resistance as well. And it's only going to go up stronger and stronger with the higher block per second as well. The movers are part of something much bigger I'm building for Kaspa. Or the miners. The miners are part of something bigger, much bigger I'm building for Kaspa from yours truly. Hey, keep it up, Tony, my man. I'm very much looking forward to what you've got coming for Kaspa. I really am. I think what people are doing in this space, whether you're just a passive holder, just a avid trainer, or even just an active builder, I think everybody in this space, in their own unique regard, are truly doing something very amazing with Kaspa. Whether you're a person like me who's making content on Kaspa, whether you're trying to build a business with Kaspa, like someone mentioned earlier, building a mining project, just investing, everyone here has got their own agendas, and I think we're all very fortunate. And you know, the fact that we've done our research to be here is something in its entirety. We've ignored the FUD. Because by this point in this community right now, those who are still watching, you're not here because, you know, you don't believe in Kaspa anymore. People who are in the community right now, those who believe in Kaspa, who've done their research, who know what's come to the space. So we're the ones who are going to make something big of this, whether it just be, again, investing or setting up for the future or making a business out of it. So, yeah, we're all very fortunate in that regard. So, you know, props to us, pat on the back. We're going to see a lot more coming through very soon, in general, with our lives and how Kaspa's going to transform all of our lives together. We're going to be here together. So if you want to find out more about that sort of stuff, again, we have a free community alongside the paid one, which of course I'm going to talk about being better, but we've got a free one here as well, a free community. We come chill, chat and learn about crypto and Kaspa as well. We're covering everything in there, not just Kaspa info, other infrastructure, other crypto developments as well. We want to find out more about that stuff again, then you've got a free server there. Also down in the description as well, including my Twitter page there as well. So, you know, a lot more to cover about, you know, the space. And, you know, the more we research, because as much as, you know, I talk about Kaspa frequently, I'll talk about other projects as well, of course, more recently as well, but the map coins are also covered as well. This here can inherently help affect and help me gain more understanding of, you know, the community, the sentiment, the market, and therefore help me in my understanding where Kaspa is going to go as well. It's something kinetic. Oh, you're teasing me now. You're making me intrigued. I look forward to seeing it. I really, really do. I've been knowing you've been buying a lot of miners recently, man. I know it. You're doing your job, your due diligence to keep Kaspa up by yourself. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you end up building. This kinetic project is sounding very, very cool. But yeah, and that being said, that will probably come to wrapping up today's stream. It's just slightly under an hour. Got any more questions? Feel free to ask them before I wrap up. But the sentiment right now is Kaspa's looking very, very strong. Top 40 now is going up again, which is nice to see. You'll see Kaspa top to outperform Bitcoin massively very soon. Big defenders coming out all in May from the looks of things. And yeah, this stuff I'll be making a video on later today as well, so stay tuned for that. Kaspa is, you know, early. So you want to find out more, come check out the free community. Want an even more in-depth insight for institutional documents and educational resources and whatnot, check out the Patreon here. Links down in the description, also my homepage as well. And if you just want to know a lot more as well, or you enjoy the stream, always leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. I'm mining the network, going to work to pay for the loss in electricity. Oh, okay. Well, you might end up being one of the most prevalent Kaspa miners going forward. Then you're going to, you know, pay off electricity. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you'll do that, and then someone can start to rally in value again as well. So, looking forward to it, man. Keep it up, definitely. That being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night, everyone. Hope you have a very, very good day. I'm about to tap into the biggest untapped energy grid in the world. Wow. Okay, you're leaking me too much now. You're leaking me too much. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Kaspa is definitely gonna. I mean, yeah, I cannot. The benefits that Kaspa gives to everybody is insane. The opportunities it opens up is unreal. So, you know, blessed to say the least. We're all very, very blessed. Tomorrow's stream's gonna probably be a little bit earlier than usual because I'm meant to be out doing business later, unfortunately. So it'll be an early one again. So stay tuned for that. I'll make an announcement in my free community. That means have a great day, good evening, and